As you can probably guess from the name, everything related to the Secret Service is always kept very hush-hush. The team of elite super agents is focused on protecting high-ranking U.S. politicians, their loved ones, and other visiting heads of state. They have to follow a very strict code, and they make sure citizens know as little about them as possible. And that's where we come in. We've been digging as deep as possible to find out facts about this agency, and we're going to share it all with you today. Here are 10 secrets of the Secret Service that they don't want you to know. Let's dive in. Number 10. They have to carry around bags of the president's blood. Of the thousands of agents employed, only the best of the best are assigned to the Presidential Protection Division, the branch responsible for protecting and guarding the current president of the United States. Understandably, all individuals are trained in 10-minute medicine, which basically means that they can keep the president alive until specialized medical attention can arrive at the scene. They'll also have an agent present at the nearest operating room. Apart from that, the team will have bags of blood available if a transfusion is needed in case of an emergency. Did you know that this protocol actually saved President Reagan's life? After he was shot in the lung, they took him to the nearest hospital instead of the much safer White House, and there he was, immediately put under the knife and nursed back to health. All while some of the strongest agents in the world were standing right outside. Number 9. They're not allowed to leave the president's side for even a second. While being president sounds like a fun job, that's simply not the case. Mainly because your life may always be in danger. And because of this, the protective detail never ever leaves the president alone. Yes, this includes trips to the bathroom, the doctor's office, or basically anywhere he needs some privacy. At least one agent is always present nearby with his gun, and if they consider anyone a threat to the commander-in-chief, they'll shoot them without a second thought. This includes doctors, nurses, friends, family, anyone. Number 8. They're constantly on the lookout for potential assassins. Next time you're going on a rant about how much you don't like the current president, be careful because an agent may be listening to you. They take this kind of stuff very seriously and are always figuring out potential dangers to their boss's life. Now, if someone makes a threat against the heads of state's life, these agents interview him to determine if the culprit needs to be warned, committed for a psychiatric evaluation, or charged with a felony. This so-called protective intelligence, and anytime someone even slightly suggests that they'd like to cause the president harm, they start investigating every single aspect of their lives. They'll interview friends, neighbors, co-workers, employers, employees, basically anyone related to the suspect. They want to know if they're actually serious about what they said, and then they decide what punishment he or she should receive. Yikes! Number 7. A bunch of secret offices. Okay, so this one isn't really surprising. They have multiple secret offices throughout the country and especially in Washington. These are so discreet that you may actually walk across one and not notice anything out of the ordinary. They'll always have a front. Sometimes it'll be masqueraded as a real estate office, a furniture shop, or some other ordinary business that doesn't raise any eyebrows. So what's inside these offices? Well, no one really knows for sure, but we can make a pretty good guess. They're rumored to store a bunch of high-end weapons, ammunition, wigs, clothes, disguises, food, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, and even in the White House, they have a super well-hidden doomsday bunker in case someone makes the mistake of attacking the president at his residence. Number 6. Agents have to pick up new hobbies. Like we told you before, the president is always accompanied by an escort. Because of this, the Secret Service agents are often forced to learn new hobbies. For instance, Bill Clinton loved riding horses and his escorts had to learn riding as well so that they could accompany the former president on his detours. Apart from this, Clinton was even a very good jogger because of which every agent had to be in very good shape in order to keep up. They'd have to do their jobs while running for miles and miles. Number 5. The president is constantly being filmed. Can you imagine how frustrating and annoying it must be if you have to constantly film someone in case something happens? Well, if you happen to join the Secret Service, that's a very important part of the job. They make sure they have raw footage in case someone happens to, attack the president. The Zapruder film of the 1963 John F. Kennedy assassination is still shown to every single agent to make them understand how quickly any situation can spin out of control. They especially film every single presidential motorcade in case they need to review something. A few years ago, someone threw something at Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, and thanks to video, they were able to quickly locate the person and take them into custody. Number 4. Keeping an eye on the president's food. The team in charge of protecting the president is very, very meticulous. They have to think about everything and stay on their toes at each point. Every single bite of food that goes into the head of state's mouth is prepared under the watchful eye of the agents, who make sure the chefs don't add any rat poison or arsenic to the meal. It's very, very difficult to cook properly when someone's constantly watching you. Now imagine if that person is a highly trained and armed Secret Service agent. When he's traveling, special Navy stewards come with to prepare food. And guess what? Even if he goes to a diner as part of a photo op, the agents don't allow him to eat anything. Funnily enough, he can still order a pizza, but that'll be delivered to the Navy State Observatory so that there's no way to know who it actually is for. Number 3. They hate working the rope. Now, while all of this may sound, super stressful, no detailed duty is quite as difficult and nerve-wracking as dealing with presidential greetings where citizens have to stand behind a rope. There's nothing quite as dangerous as an uncontrolled crowd, and they have to stay super vigilant to make sure nothing bad happens. They have to constantly scan the crowd for any possible threats. Signs of a dangerous person include someone having their hands stuffed in their pockets, constantly talking on their phone, or even something as simple as wearing a hat. You know those cool-looking sunglasses those agents are known for? They are always wearing those so they can look around without alerting a potential suspect, as well as to protect their eyes from any liquids thrown in their direction to distract them. Number 2. Training includes pretending to get shot. If there's one thing you must have realized while watching this video, it's that this secret agency leaves absolutely no stone unturned. One thing that they regularly do is scenario training, where one agent pretends to be the president while the others try to navigate threats. To make the simulation useful, the training involves the stand-in getting shot with plastic bullets that leave a sting and a colored mark on the body. This way, the agents can tell where the target was hit, and they quickly decide what their next move should be without flinching for even a second. We have to say the thought of a serious-looking middle-aged agent pretending to get shot is kind of hilarious. Number 1. They aren't sworn to protect anyone. While Hollywood might have us believe that these agents dramatically swear an oath to protect the president with their lives, that's actually not the case at all. In reality, they never actually swear to do any such thing. All they're simply doing is their job, and that alone is enough. The agents don't need to swear on the Bible to convince anyone that they'll carry out their duties to the best of their abilities. Yes, they are still ready to become a human shield and take a bullet for the president. In fact, when Ronald Reagan was attacked back in 1981, Special Agent Jerry Parr covered Reagan and quickly pushed him inside the bulletproof car. If this doesn't prove their commitment to the job, we don't know what will. Alright, which of these secrets shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and we'll see you in the next one.